try to refresh your memory if I may.
Sure.
Do you recall in this June of '91 calling Mr. Damiano in North Carolina and saying the following to him? Hello, this is Mitch Berman. How are you? The address here is 2934 and a half Beverly Glen Circle, Suite 412, Bel Air, California, 90077. Mr. Damiano repeating it to make sure he got it correctly. You saying yes, that is correct. Do you recall that?
Can I object? And was this something that was turned over to us, a transcript that you're reading from?
It's not a tape, Mr. Snyder.
Was it a note of a conversation that your client gave to you?
Yes.
Deposition's over. We're leaving. We're leaving. Let's go. We're leaving.
You're saying that a communication between me and my client is discoverable?
Your client obviously kept notes from 1991 of a conversation which he didn't.
Oh, that's an inference. That's an inference that you're making, sir. And I would ask you.
You're reading from a transcript now. I'm not looking at it, but I can tell that's what you're doing.
Mr. Snyder, Mr. Snyder, Mr. Snyder, you are jumping to conclusions.
You're reading from a paper, right?
I am reading from a confidential, and I didn't realize I had to do this. I mean, I would think there'd be some degree of professional courtesy that I wouldn't have to cover my notes.
Your client's been turning over documents late.
Mr. Snyder, we just found out documents were destroyed. So please, get off your high horse. Get off your high horse, please.
Before the lawsuit was filed, thank you. Blank pieces of paper.
Not blank pieces of paper. Documents that he's contending were illegible.
What are you saying right now?
Were not blank when they came across the fax line. And what I'm saying, sir, is that a communication from my client to me that he remembers a conversation for you is grounds to terminate a deposition. I would suggest that you do this, sir. Get some air, talk to your partner, and I mean this with all seriousness and sincerity, and tell me whether you really want to terminate this deposition, because I say to you, if you do it at your peril, without basis, and it would be something I think you would regret in a cooler moment.
Fine.
Okay?
Let me ask you this. Your representation is that as you read from whatever you're reading from, your client has no notes of anything that forms the basis of any of these questions?
As I've made clear to you, I am not shy about telling you if my client has not given me something. I've made that clear to you, and you've seen that. Even when it's not to my advantage, I've done that. And you know I've done that.
I know you have.
Okay? And I would not hesitate to do that. All I can tell you is that if I ask my client to recount a conversation, and he does so, and his wife types it,
God bless him.
Why can't I do that?
You're reading, as you know, it appears that you're reading something verbatim of something that happened 5 years ago. And when you start
it's a list of questions.
When you start reading, I'm not asking you to tell me your notes. When you're reading something verbatim, word for word, about a conversation that had 5 years ago, instead of saying certain substance, did you say the following? But you're literally giving, with adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, word for word, asking whether he said that and the other one said that 5 years ago. It gives us a moment to pause and be concerned that he has notes of those conversations that we haven't been provided with.
Okay, all I can say to you is that I don't have any such notes, and he's not disclosed to me that he has such notes, and I've asked him for such notes. That's all I can say to you.
Exist?
Not to my knowledge. That's all I can. What else can I say to you? All I can do is ask for them. I don't, just like you don't control Mr. Dillon. Right, I have only so much control over my clients, Mr. Damiano among them.
When he gave you the verbatim quote that his wife typed or whatever quote typed for you, did you ask him?
Now you're asking for privileged communications, Mr. Snyder, and I'm not going to get into that.
The obvious disadvantage and unfairness would be, for example, if he had notes that you're unaware of sitting here today, of these conversations, that I wasn't provided, then I would have been unable to give my client those notes to prepare him for this deposition.
I don't have them.
I understand you don't, but you have some verbatim quotes of something that allegedly happened 5 years ago, and
Am I doing it again? No. Go ahead.
And